And then the last one for you. What about the Cowboys? I mean, we just referred to the wide receiver market exploding. Justin Jefferson is going to at some point sign. You want to talk about making money just sitting on your hands? It's CeeDee Lamb. We all know that even if the Cowboys are taking the approach of Jerry Jones's all-in approach for everybody, he wants to see more leaves on the tree or whatever he wants to do before he pitches as a halfback, before he hits the out-of-bounds line, and whatever he's saying in terms of his analogies. We all know that when it comes down to it, CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons are going to be paid, have to be paid. There is no way they're going to let both of these guys go, either one of these guys go. Dak's a totally different story, to be honest with you, I think.
Right.
Quarterback, they could go back and get another quarterback somehow. I think Dak's definitely going to stay too, but that's the one that could be an open question. We all know these guys have to be extended somehow, right? I mean, and it's
let me ask you this. Before we jump in on the extension, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Does it make sense to you that maybe the Cowboys are right now with Dak Prescott where the Rams were with Jared Goff in 2020?
Which is essentially what? Like you've
are we
hit,
ever going to get there?
They're
they're asking the bigger, are we ever going to get there with this guy question? And I'm not saying that means offloading him, because the Rams obviously had a golden opportunity come in front of them to get Matthew Stafford, and Jared Goff's still a really good quarterback. We've seen that in Detroit.
Yes.
But can you see where Dallas might right now be with Dak Prescott, where the Rams were with Jared Goff?
Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying I can totally see a future for Dallas without Dak, certainly in the way that his contract is laid out right now. He has all the leverage.
Yep.
So he can figure out what he wants to do, and he's already even publicly saying, "Well, you know what? I want to be here, but if I'm somewhere else, that's he made it seem like he can handle that." We all know CeeDee Lamb's going nowhere, and we know Micah Parsons is going nowhere. So why not sign him now before the price for both goes through the roof? I don't get.
And that's the one thing that never makes sense to me. I think the Eagles are always really smart with this. If you look at the way the Eagles have attacked these situations over the last few years, when they signed Jalen Hurts, it was at the beginning of the offseason before Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson got their deals, right? And then you see this offseason, what'd they do? They signed Devontae Smith before, the receiver contracts came. And you just see it time and again. The owner keeps the money in his pocket for an extra few months. And what do you know? February and March turns into July and August. Now all of a sudden the price is through the roof, and so we already have them working with Micah Parsons off of what Nick Bosa got last year. So that market already exploded and is up above 34 million per. And now you got CeeDee Lamb in a market that was at 25 million, could be at 35 or 40 by the time Justin Jefferson signs.
And you're going to keep him. I mean,
and it's not like Justin Jefferson is not going to get paid. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you have to beat the Vikings to that punch. You must. I mean, you would think. But Jerry has said he's on his own timetable, and bless him. I mean, who tells him how to do business? He's clearly insanely successful at business. I get it. But I just don't. Will this happen? Do you think before the season? Do you think it happens before the season?
I think they do happen before the season. But again, the timing of it, whether that happens June 1st or August 15th, that could be a big difference. Based on the contracts we get between now and then. And there are a couple of under the radar ones that I think could affect the market at different positions too. Where, could Matthew Stafford ask for more and more guarantees and with the Rams? Could Christian McCaffrey ask for more with the Niners? I think the market's going to be affected over the next 2-3 months in a lot of different ways. And so I think whether you do these deals now or later, they're going to have to get done. And like we just said, it's going to cost you money if you wait. I just think part of where they are, the psychology of where the Cowboys are right now, to me is it's about, is this the group that we can win a championship with? And they've taken a bunch of cracks at it with this group. And now you've seen some of the guys that were part of that group, your Leighton Vander Esch's, your Tyron Smiths, that are gone now. And Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, guys who've been offloaded over the last couple of years. And I do think a part of it is, okay, so what is our core going forward? And how do we want to build that core and reward that core? and set ourselves up for the next 5 years. And, I think Mike McCarthy is a part of that equation too. Like there are assistant coaches there that are going into contract years, there's just like a lot of open questions about where they are in 2025 and beyond. And I think that part of it is probably slowing the negotiations on some of these guys. And like you said, Rich, that's never a good tactic to wait.
I don't think so.
What I mean? It just isn't. I mean, again, like people ooh and ah over a lot of the things the Eagles have done right there in the NFC East in their division. A lot of it's just common sense. To me, like signing Devontae Smith at the start of the offseason, like you knew you wanted to keep him.
That's it.
Just pay him now, and then you won't be, paying an extra $5 to $10 million in August for him.
I'm with you.
Simple stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, like I wish there was a better explanation for some of those things in Dallas. I'm just not sure that there is.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.